Hello everybody, this is Logic and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to episode 0 of what I hope to be an ongoing Let's Play on this channel. And the reason that this is called episode 0 is because this is going to be the episode where I kind of demonstrate how I make Minecraft accessible to me. And the reason that I don't say Minecraft accessible period is because blindness kind of runs on a spectrum. There's totally blind, and then there's people who have varying levels of vision in between totally blind and having functional vision. So there's varying levels, and each level kind of requires different ways of making things accessible. Me, myself, I have some functioning vision. I'm probably kind of in the mid-range. If I have to read large print, I can, but I prefer not to, which is going to be solved by one of the features that I'm using right now, and I'll show you that in just a second. And I hope you guys enjoy watching me demonstrate how I play Minecraft. So here we are on the start screen of Minecraft, and I am recording this in Minecraft 1.16.3. And the first thing that I want to show you is how Mojang has enabled us as blind players to navigate the menu screens in the game. And they have enabled this by kind of tying into something that's built into Windows 10 called Narrator. So if you press Control B on your keyboard with Windows and Command B on your keyboard on a Mac,
Narrator narrates all.
It will turn on the narrator. And what this also allows you to do is navigate the menus in the game via arrow keys, space button, and tab. It's mainly tab, so if I press tab now,
Single player button.
that'll take me to all of my single player worlds.
Multiplayer button.
That'll take me to third-party multiplayer servers. I'm going to press tab again.
Minecraft Realms button.
And there is the link to Minecraft Realms. I'm going to press tab again.
Language button. Options button.
So you can go through the options
Quit game button.
and quit the game. So there's kind of an example of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to shift tab over to options
Options button.
and press enter.
Options.
And I am going to tab down to the accessibility menu.
FOV 58 slider. Realms notifications on button. Skin customization button. Music and sounds button. Video settings button. Controls button. Language button. Chat settings button. Resource packs button. Accessibility settings button.
Here we go, and I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to show you what we've got access to in here.
Accessibility settings. Narrator narrates all button.
Alright, now this button is a toggle because you can customize a little bit what information Narrator gives to you. Right now I have it on all, so it'll tell me what's happening in the menus. It will announce certain blocks and interfaces, kind of limitedly by default. It will also read chat to you and kind of read to you what you're typing, and that'll kind of be demonstrated later on in the series because there are some bugs with that. But like I said, it is a toggle, so if I press space on this,
Narrator narrates chat.
with this, it will only read chat to you, and the drawback is it will not read menus to you or things happening in the system, or if you're on a server, if people log in and out, that will only read chat messages to you. So if you're doing like something where if you're AFK and you're just fishing and you're not really moving around and you don't have to worry about being attacked, you can turn that off to kind of get rid of some of the speech spam. Or if you're AFKing a farm, which I tend to do while I'm performing my day job, I'll have Minecraft over here if I have my character just standing near something to keep chunks loaded. And then
Narrator narrates system button.
now it only narrates the system. So if people log in and out, if somebody runs commands, if there's an error, if an admin does something on a server and you are also an admin and have privilege to see that, you will only see that stuff, and if you press it one more time,
Narrator, off.
that completely turns it off. But we want
Narrator, narrates all button.
narrates all. Okay, so let's continue to tab through this menu and see what else Mojang has made available, all the way up to 1.16.3.
Show subtitles, off button.
Okay, so these subtitles unfortunately are not readable by Narrator or other things that are available that we'll discuss later, so I usually keep these off. But if you are hard of hearing, or you have enough vision to read text popping up in the corner of the screen and you want to hear where sound effects are coming from and things, which can kind of be helpful, then you can turn this on.
Text background opacity, 50% slider.
You can actually, let me adjust this.
Text background opacity, 64%. Text
I'm gonna put this all
background
the way up.
opacity. Text background opacity, 100% slider.
There we go. And basically what I've done is I've made it so that the chat has just a black background behind it. So like if I wanted to open up a chat window on a server and I missed some things, I can OCR that really easily because the game stuff won't get in the way. Let's continue on.
Text background, chat button. Chat text opacity, 100% slider. Line spacing, 0% slider.
Yeah, you can actually make lines farther apart, which is useful for people who have a low vision.
Chat delay, none slider. Auto jump, off button.
Auto jump can be helpful for other situations, but a lot of times it tends to get me into trouble, so I usually leave that off.
Sneak, hold button.
You can toggle whether you hold down shift or you have it as a toggle to sneak and crouch next to edges.
Sprint, hold button.
And the same with the sprint button.
Distortion effects, 100% slider. FOV effects, 100% slider. Done button.
And that is the whole accessibility menu. So these are some of the things that Mojang has added by default in vanilla Minecraft to help out with accessibility. So let's move on to the next thing, and then I'll actually be able to log into a map and show you more. So we're back in the options menu, and I'm actually going to tab down to a menu that is right before accessibility.
FOV, video, language, resource packs, button.
Here we are at resource packs, and we want to hit enter on that.
Select resource packs. Done button.
So here is the thing with resource packs. Minecraft has allowed you to do things like change textures and change the visuals of the game and things. So I've got a few texture packs in here to help me out. The first one, which is the second from the bottom over top of Minecraft's default textures, is called Easy Blocks. And that helps me a lot because in vanilla Minecraft, a lot of times the textures of the blocks are so smooth that they kind of blur together, and in a game where the entire environment is composed of blocks, being able to see block separations is kind of important when building and judging distances and things like that. Another thing Easy Blocks does is it kind of dials back the detail a little bit, because at least in my case, and I'm sure this will kind of, some people will be able to relate to this, but like I said, blindness is on a spectrum, so not everybody will. When I first started gaming, the resolutions were lower, there's less going on and stuff, and so it was kind of easier for me to tell what is what. And so Easy Blocks just kind of dials back the detail a little bit. Moving on, above Easy Blocks, we have Dark Mode. And Dark Mode is responsible for the nice black background on white text interface that we've got here. Pro tip, this is actually not accessible with screen readers to set texture packs. I don't know if Mojang plans to fix this in the future. I hope so. Mojang, if you ever watch this, please consider fixing this. So I'm going to take my mouse over here and I'm going to press a little arrow that actually pulls dark mode out of the stack of texture packs. And
Done button.
if I click the done
Options.
button, then the interface colors will change. So now we've got the Mojang red on white text with the splash screen, and the buttons are pretty light gray, and the background's still pretty black, but it goes really deep. It changes like your inventory from that really light gray with slightly darker gray textures to pretty much black with light gray highlights and things. So let me go back into resource packs and enable that.
Chat, resource packs. Select done button.
Okay, there we go.
Done button.
And I'll press done.
Options.
We have now re-enabled dark mode. Let's let it load up. And that is how textures kind of help me out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log on to the Blindcraft server, and I'm going to show you how we use more third-party options to extend some functionality of Minecraft to help us.
Title screen.
Alright, so here we are back at the title screen, and I'm going to tag down to multiplayer.
Multiplayer button. Play add server button.
And we are going to tab.
Selected. Tater's server. Selected. Flint's creative server. Selected. Blindcraft.
Here's the Blindcraft server. Let's press enter.
Joining. Logic Pro joined the game. Welcome, Logic Pro. Type /help for a list of commands. Type /list to see who else is online. Players online, 2, world time, 12:16 p.m. You have no new mail.
And here we are on the Blindcraft server. Super excited to be able to record this on this server because we have a lot of stuff that we even integrate into the map that helps us, which actually I'm going to be updating soon, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, I want to show you a mod that recently came out just a few days ago upon recording of this episode called Accessibility Plus. Now, Accessibility Plus is a Fabric mod, and this isn't going to really be a Fabric tutorial, but I will have all of the files that I am using with links in the description down below. So if you'd like to go to the Fabric website and get some instructions on how to install it and get it running, that will indeed be available. That being said, this mod is not compatible with the Forge mod loader. And this is information pulled directly from the developer's video that will also be linked in the description down below. So Accessibility Plus adds a whole lot of text-to-speech expansion in the game. Mojang includes quite a bit by default, but this mod just increases that much more. So a few things that it has, let me switch into first-person mode by pressing F5. When I put my hand on my mouse and start moving around, you guys will hear the block that my crosshair lands on. So I'm standing in front of my desk right now, so let's look down a little bit.
Dark oak log.
There's a dark oak log, and if I look just a little bit up...
Dark oak slab.
So yeah, it's the bottom part of the back of my desk is a line of dark oak logs with some thinner dark oak slabs on top just to raise it up a little bit. I'm standing on the what is a blocky representation of the YouTube play button. So if I look down, you'll hear
red concrete.
Red concrete, which represents the background of the play button. And if I walk backwards, so I can allow my crosshair to get to the middle.
White concrete.
That changes over to white concrete because the logo is a white arrow, which represents a play button over a red background. So
white concrete.
Now once I'm going through the world, I'm going to be able to look at things and give you an explanation kind of what we're looking at. So that'll be super helpful. So this actually goes really deep, and I want to show you how. The first thing that it definitely helps with is reading signs and going through your inventory. I'm going to go through going through your inventory first because I am standing in my office here at spawn in creative mode so that I can spawn all of this stuff in. So let's go ahead and press E to open up inventory.
1 sand.
And my mouse cursor is hovering over sand, so the screen reader, and that's actually the mod doing this, announced that a block of sand was selected and that there's only one of them. And there's only one because this is creative mode and you get unlimited blocks. But anyway, if I press the letter T, it'll break me into the search mode and I'll be able to search for signs. So let's press the letter T.
7 search items are edit box.
And we're going to type sign.
1 post. 7 search items are edit box. Sign.
And unfortunately, keyboard mode, keyboard navigation in the inventory isn't a thing yet, but I do have confirmation from the developer that he is working on that. So I'm going to use my mouse and go up to the top row of this, and we're going to get an oak sign.
1 oak sign. 7 decoration blocks are.
And once we have that selected, we're going to press the letter 1 to put that in the first item in our hotbar. And I'm going to press escape to get out of this. Now, let me walk over to an area.
White concrete.
Yeah, there's a lot of white concrete here to set a sign down.
White concrete.
And this is the control panel here. It's rimmed in white concrete, but if I start moving sideways...
Light blue concrete powder.
There's different block colors that make up the different panels and stuff.
Green concrete. Lime concrete.
And on these are buttons and things. So like the lime concrete is our creeper switch that enables and disables creepers for people who can't see them. Fix coming for that soon. If I look slightly to the left, there will be a lever. If I turn this lever off, it will allow the spawning of creepers again. So that's just another example of how this thing helps. But everyone who comes into my office has trouble identifying what this thing is. So let's put a sign down. We're going to go right to the left of the creeper switch, which is the second row on the panel, which just happens to be at face height.
White concrete.
Right on the right concrete, and we're going to right click to place this sign.
Oak sign says 1, 2, 3, 4.
What it just did was it read all 4 separation lines of the sign. Because we have limited width, you kind of have to spread your message across each line. So it's going to put the number of the line that the text is on when it reads it. So let's type server control panel. And then we're going to tab down to done and press enter on space.
White oak sign says 1, server control, 2, panel, 3, 4.
Awesome. So we can actually read signs now, which is functionality that I've wanted for so long. This is super, super, super helpful. So let me go over to a chest over here once I get the signs out of my inventory, and I want to show you how this reads tooltips. So here we are at the back of my office, and there is a chest here. I'm going to right click to open that up.
7 chest R.
And there are some tools here, so I'm going to hover my my pointer over one of them.
1 diamond shovel, when in main hand, 5.5 attack damage, 1 attack speed.
Okay, and there's one next to it.
1 diamond axe, unbreaking 3, mending, smite B, when in main hand, 9 attack damage, 1 attack speed.
And it reads the actual tooltips, which also does not happen in vanilla Minecraft at the time of recording of this video. So these are kind of just some of the things that are becoming possible thanks to this amazing Minecraft community. And I just kind of wanted to show you the Accessibility Plus mod and talk about a couple of other things that I tend to do to make the game more accessible to me. The first thing is that you might notice...
Furnace.
Oops.
Barrel. Dark oak slab.
Okay, yes, it's gonna keep talking to me as I walk around, so I have to do my best to kind of keep my crosshair up in the air. But let's go on down here. We boink.
Slime block.
Bounce on the slime block. bounce on the slime block, bounce on the slime block, and hold down shift.
Slime block.
All right,
Concrete.
so we are back in the lobby. We're actually going to go outside here, and I want you to listen how the background changes.
Smooth stone.
Yeah, there's our stone pathway here. We're going to go into the grass.
Grass block. Grass block.
And head over here by the water, and you're going to hear that my background tends to change. As I move through the environment and my biome changes, my background sounds actually change, which is something that doesn't happen in Minecraft. And that's not super important.
Tall grass.
To a lot of people. Hear that?
Birch leaves.
I'm in a forest.
Birch log.
Standing in front of a birch tree, and now you hear birds and forest noises and stuff. And while that can be helpful with relaxing ambience and stuff, which I do use in other content, that's really good context to help you understand what biome you are in. And the mod that I use for this is going to be linked down in the description below. It's called M Surroundings. It is a Fabric mod, but there is a Forge mod that does this called Dynamic Surroundings, if you can go without the Accessibility Plus mod, but you want the ambience as well over in Forge. So that's another mod that that a few of us here on the Blindcraft server use, just to get some more contextual information. And also, when the sun goes down, give me one sec. Okay, sorry about that. I had to get clearance from the other members of the server to make sure that everyone was in a safe place before I set it tonight. So let's open up the chat by pressing /.
Chat edit box /.
Or if you're not doing a / command, you can press T. But let's do time set
chat edit
night.
Box /chat edit box / time set night.
And before I set the time to night, this is one thing that I kind of very briefly hinted on at the beginning of the episode. The way that the chat box behaves, it kind of reads a snapshot of whatever you've typed in it every time you make a change. And the only thing that's wrong with this is you can't really tell what character you're in if you arrow back through it and need to edit stuff. So you kind of have to get it right every time. And also, if you're doing stuff with the voice and someone sends a message, you will not hear that message because the screen reader will interrupt. And the only way that I usually get around this is because I'm running NVDA, I can press Windows R and do an optical character recognition of the screen. And a lot of times I can get a clear image. Sometimes I can't, but that's kind of how I get around that. So let's press enter on this command and listen to how it changes.
The time was set to 14,000 ticks in world.
Now it's nighttime.
Jack-o'-lantern.
Hello, Jack-o'-lantern. And we're going to change it back to day. /time
Chat
set
edit
day.
Box / The time was set to 0 ticks in world. Grass block. Birch log. Birch log.
And let's go over by the lake.
Grass block.
But yeah. Oh, I hate bugs. Oh my goodness, it does the bug things. But anyway, those are just some of the things that I personally do to make Minecraft accessible to me. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 0 of the Let's Play, and I'm going to actually go out into the middle of the world, thousands of blocks away. If you watched my last stream before I recorded this, you would have seen our journey out there. I'm going to head back there with a teleport command, and I'm going to have no items, no experience, no nothing, and we are going to get started on episode 1 of this Let's Play. Thank you so much for watching. All the information that I've talked about will be down in the description, and see you in the next episode.